Welcome to the BigBusinessZoo.com speaker series on how to increase your sales, network, and site rank. This series features video segments that highlight powerful ways to leverage digital assets such as video, podcasts, blogging, mobile apps, and other digital tools. Today's guest is the renowned and award-winning author, speaker, and coach, Maurice DiMino. Maurice will discuss how he has helped executives, entrepreneurs, and celebrities in crafting their million-dollar message. In this episode, Maurice shares how you can make your message have more clarity and how you can confidently create a more compelling call to action that will persuade, increase sales, or otherwise compel others to pay attention to your message in your presentations. In doing this work for high-profile clients such as Microsoft, the US Navy, and IBM, there is sure to be something here for everyone. Get ready to build your million-dollar message and learn how Maurice DiMino has helped others turn their number one fear into their number one asset. This information is provided solely to help you increase your sales, your network, and your site rank. And now, here is your host, a profitability strategist, marketing maven, as well as our beloved zookeeper, Catherine B. Trainer.
Here, and we're going to get right started in on the questions because we've already covered your bio. We'll have all your links and everything that'll be available with the video broadcast and also with the podcast version of this. So we've got everything tagged up. We can go right to the heart of it, right to what you've got to share, and we'll start with what excites you most about what you do and using digital tools.
You know, I love how you phrase that, what excites me the most. And, you know, even to this day, I know we're going to talk about digital and all that, but I like the roots of digital, which is the spoken voice. There's something to be said about crafting that million-dollar message. You see, Catherine, I believe that each and every one of us, we do have a message written in our hearts that the world is waiting to hear. And my mission is that I will not allow anyone to go to their grave with their message still inside of them. Now, once you have that message, now don't get me wrong, there's many different ways to put it out there. Of course, me being a speaker, I love to get up in front of people, one-on-one, one to thousands, and share that message. But wouldn't you agree with me that by having a clear message, no matter what medium we use, aren't we trying to capture, let me ask you, are we trying to capture our audience, at least their attention, and maybe at least see their point of view? Sure, we want them to purchase and move forward maybe with our product, service, or even donate to our charity, but aren't we, what we're trying to do here is trying to capture an audience. Let me ask you, aren't we trying to capture them?
I think everything that we do in life is to make a connection.
Okay, and that's the key word. And I think by having a clarity of message, we will make that connection.
Right.
With my 26-point template that you'll find at my intensive as well as my book, The Art of Public Speaking, I crafted this template quite simply, and like you said, to get their attention. I call it engagement.
Right.
And you could use this template, you know, old school in front of people, as well as on a post in Facebook, LinkedIn, a 140-character tweet on Twitter, as well as a blog post. Heck, I even had one of my clients use it on a bid, a written bid, when she went to contract business. And it was very funny, a real quick story. She won the bid, and she found out that she was $11,000 more expensive than the next competing bid, and she had to ask the people, why is that? And you know what they said to her? Because we knew exactly what we're going to get.
Right.
So again, it's that clarity of message. And I think, you know, let me tell you something. Yes, well, I have to admit, yes, I love getting up in front of people, but boy, do I love that Facebook. I love blogging and tweeting and all that. But let me tell you something. It is the clarity of message. I think if you look at all my posts on Facebook, on my blog, on my website, MauriceDiMino.com, as well as my tweets at MauriceDiMino.com, you know what you're going to see? Consistency of message. And for our viewers, that's what, if you have to take one note, take that one note. Consistency of message throughout all platforms, throughout all medium. So what excites me the most is that I know that all of our viewers out there, you, myself, everyone out there has a message in their hearts. And now guess what? We have the World Wide Web to digitize that and share it with the world.
So you love bringing that message out, but you know, when you ask so many people, what do you do? What are you great at? They're just fuzzy. And
totally
that's
agree.
where putting together a 26-point thing, you have to be very clear. This is what I know. This is what I do. This is who I am. And you don't have that accidentally. Well, today I think today I'm well, you know, I was a real estate agent last month, but I think I'm due life coaching because I'm always giving people free advice.
Yes,
I may as well get paid for it. That clarity of message, and then also, if you have it that clear, if you do decide to change, which we do, we all, you know, they say we switch total careers, not just jobs, careers.
And we're allowed to.
In our lifetime.
And,
having that where you draw it out at that level of structure, and this is fascinating to me because what comes out, because I'm interviewing all these people that have a level of mastery, and what I've been doing for the past, I owned a small business, and then I went back and got my MBA, and then after that I worked with scientists and inventors and authors. And what I learned from working with the scientists and the inventors that were often engineers is they have a systematic way of processing and studying things and finding, you know, the essence of it.
Mm-hmm.
And these other people that are you're in a social, verbal, written communication end of it, and it's the same thing. To develop mastery, there's a system, there's a pattern.
No, I agree with you. I had a client that she had I call it a kitchen top charity. She gave backpacks to underprivileged children. In a 2-year period, she did about 200 backpacks, not too bad. But by attending my intensive, she was able to actually have 1,000 backpacks donated in a 6-month period. Wow. And I asked her, what stage did you speak on? And this is Rio Backpacks. I highly recommend it. I go, what stage, Adriana, what stage did you speak on? And she goes, no, I didn't speak on any stages. I go, then how'd you do it? She said, well, I did it online. I said, oh, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. No, Maurice, I did it online at my coffee shop, at the grocery store, at Costco's, everywhere. So, yeah, Catherine, you're absolutely right. When somebody says, so tell me a little bit about you, what are you about? I want people to be prepared. And with my 26-point template, they will be prepared to give a clear, succinct message. And not only that, create a transaction. And that's what I'm about. Let's create a transaction, even online, even when we digitize video, when we do a blog post, even with a Facebook post. Let's create a transaction. I mean, the minimum, at least, to have people see our point of view and maybe all the way to purchase our products.
Fabulous. So let's move to section 2, because we are focusing this series on digital tools. What is the top tool, strategy, or tactic that you recommend to people that's going to accelerate things?
Well, you know, it's interesting. You made mention of it before during the pre-show about DNet. When I was introduced to DNet through Jennifer Bagley and Casey Eberhardt. Now, I got to say, okay, full disclosure, I'm not a techie at all. Thank goodness that you showed me how to start this Google Hangout. I'm getting the hang of this. But you know what? Again, a system, and I believe that's what's in place with DNet. I know that one way to interact with the audience, and again, we're all trying to get high up on those searches, be it Google, Yahoo, or what have you. And there's the spiders, supposedly, right? Those computer spiders. And I know that me simply putting one blog post a week on my website is not going to cut it. Is not going to cut it, because I know that Google and all those search engines, they're looking for things that are new, that are relevant, and that are topical. Because again, what it comes down to, they want to give their users the best experience.
Exactly.
So what is going to give them the best experience? New, fun, informative stuff. So now, if I join a collaborative effort like DNet, you know what happens? I have all my other fellow DNet members contributing content. There's the key word, contributing content on a daily basis.
Right.
Now, again, for me, already the bells and whistles are going off on a daily basis. So that means when I tuck in my one blog post in a 1 week time, Google's still going to see it, have a much more likelihood to see it than if I simply put it on a website that does it once a week, as opposed to daily. And even a lot of people say, well, you may get lost on the sauce because hundreds, thousands of people are contributing. No, again, remember, people are searching for my topic. So if there's a lot of activity on this one site, such as DNet, Google's going to pay attention to it. And then by, again, how they taught me, you know, to tag and SEO and all that. And again, I'm literally being a parrot here because they gave me all the training I need. Google sees it much more quickly in my criteria, in my niche. And if I'm doing the SEO just correctly, when people ask about public speaking, crafting your message, presentation points, guess who's going to rise up through the ranks? Myself. Mm-hmm. And the other thing that I love, and again, a little technique, I don't know if this is off topic, what we're doing right now, I like to call it a digital asset. Yes, it's a phrase I coined this past weekend, digital. That's a digital asset. Instead of saying a digital asset, just say digital. A digital asset. People love video. People love going to the movies, TV. So why not give the audience, the prospects, and your clients what they want? And that's exactly what DNet allows me. I could post a video on there, give the content for people who like to read. And the other thing that I learned is a call to action, and that's where I think the synergy is. In my 26-point template, I spent about 8 points on closing the deal, asking for the sale, a call to action. And that's the one thing that is definitely synergetic between Jennifer and myself. Once I post on there, it's not inert. It's not just sitting there with information. Now, I want to give them information, but I want a little activity as well. Mm-hmm. So what I do is I do a response form that they showed me how to, trust me, again, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I follow their system. Yeah. I follow their system, and it's amazing. It's amazing the traction that I get on blog posts that I probably put in there months ago. Right. And then again, I go into the whole thing about the longevity of these posts. I get to speak once in front of a group. That's great for that 90 minutes. But that blog post lasts forever.
It does. And then you brought out the other thing that I wanted to showcase a little bit is not only is it a digital powerhouse of linking and rank boosting activity that's on the back side of it, there's a very transactional nature within DNet because these are decision makers, action takers, people that want to be the best, people that want to use, you know, what works now, and actually create connections with other people that have high integrity. And I mean, that's why I got involved. I watched the network for almost about 9 months because I want to see how do people interact, who's the leadership, are they, you know, building, you know, something powerful, because it is very powerful. I want to be involved in things that are going to last and create, you know, a connection, and it's just been wonderful. So
you said something very interesting, if I may share this. And again, I'm not computer savvy, but if I can get it, that means it's well worth it. You said, you know, what's going on in the background. I know that I went to another web SEO event, and they talked about silos, going deep, and this thing called backlinks. Mm-hmm. And from what I understand about backlinks is that when SEO engines, search engine, Google and all that. See, I don't even know what the heck I'm talking about, but I know this, that what they're seeing is how relevant is this website. And one of the things, one of the criteria, one of the algorithms that they use is who is referencing these websites. That's how I look at it. So now, if I put a post on DNet, on my site on DNet, and I put my website, in other words, I create a backlink, I put my URL pointing to my website. Now I know this, that when the spiders go through it, they said, well, here's this very dynamic website. It's very active, and look, it's referring this website, MauriceDiMino.com. So guess what? MauriceDiMino.com's website must have value. Let's take a look at that. Right. Now trust me, that's probably the layman's version of backlinks, but as soon as I wrapped my head around that one idea, I was like, I'm in. I am so in, like you cannot believe.
I think of it like if you've ever, I don't know if you've ever raised capital, but that's one of the things that I did with the scientists and inventors is help them create business plans to raise capital. And what venture capital people look for is not just the idea. They look at who's involved. Are there power people involved that deliver something that's strong? And that's what a powerful backlink does for your website. It gives you that search engine to them, that's like having, if you were doing a tech startup and you could have Bill Gates on your board of directors launch team. Somebody's going to look at, they may not like Bill Gates, but they know that he's connected, he's powerful, he's got resources. There's a very high likelihood that it's going to happen. More than if you have Cousin Joe and Uncle Bob and, you know, the guy down the street that, you know, they're all really great people and they have great ideas and all that, but they don't have the gravitas, they don't have the resources, they don't have the capital, they don't have the experience. But that's what you're getting from Deena. You're getting like a power player on that level that boosts your site. So awesome. Now we're going to talk about question 3. What is your favorite thing to make the world a better place? Either as a personal action or as you know, a cause or a project or something that you want to give a little promotion to.
Well, two things come to mind, and that is, you know, I've seen so many people at my intensive that they struggle for the words. And I do believe that maybe growing up they said, oh no, you can't live your dreams, you can't vocalize what you believe in. And what I absolutely love is helping people find their voice. Yes, I help them find their message, but to bring that out of their hearts and out, you know, through their mouths and have them voice it. You know, this past, at my latest intensive, there was this young woman there. It was the first time she ever held a microphone in her hand. And just by some simple techniques and talking to her and, again, following the template, we discovered a beautiful young woman that's making a difference in elder care. And she told this touching story of how a judge was passing to the other side and how she suggested bring him home, and why not, since he loves to look at things, why not set him up in the den, having the bed face the windows. And then here's something remarkable, she said. She suggested to the wife, why don't you crawl into bed with him and snuggle with him? And she says, well, no, the bed's not big enough. He says, trust me, snuggle in there. And in fact, in the gentleman's last hour, again, she suggested, why don't you lay with your husband? And they snuggled, and the last thing that this gentleman saw before he passed on was the love of his life, his wife. Now, let me ask you something. If she wasn't able to vocalize that, we would have lost that beautiful story forever. And again, I do believe that each and every one of us has that message written in our hearts that the world is waiting to hear, and I forbid anyone to go to their grave with their message still inside of them.
Wonderful. Oh. and like you said, what's her scope? Could she reach one small group of people with that? But if she expands her scope, she can bring that powerful insight to create those connections to more people.
Now, the reason I'm jumping on you because I'm getting excited here because yes, I'm all for old school getting up in front of people, but one thing I do explain in my intensive is that the world is different now.
Yeah.
It's no longer you open up your storefront and you just get to meet the people that walk by your brick and mortar. Now your storefront is the world. Why? Because of the World Wide Web. So again, even for her, I said, you gotta, maybe you can't sell your product across the nation or across the world, but again, maybe you will spark that difference in somebody else's life, you know, across the nation, across the world, to do something special for the elderly in their life. So again, she's going to take that message and she's actually going to create a blog post and tell that very poignant story. And again, it's giving a voice. And this, you asked me what I'm passionate about is giving the voice to people. Plain and simple, giving the voice to people.
And it's obviously that's your bliss, your joy, your passion.
It is. Let me tell you something. That when she shared that story, I turned to the audience and I said, "This is what excites me. This what gets me up in the morning, and this fulfills me." So not only do we have people making money, but we also are transforming lives with their $1 million message.
Yeah, that's my thing too. I tell people if heaven to me would be doing what we're doing right now, because I believe that be on earth as it is in heaven. Any little dab, I think we all have a little dab of heaven that we're supposed to we're supposed to bring it out.
Yes.
And to coax that out of people and to bring it out, or to just give them an avenue to share it if they already know it, there's just nothing better.
Yes.
Nothing better, because we are here to connect, and we are here to transform, and we are here just to celebrate each other and this marvelous life that we live. I'm super excited. So.
And if I can, I said I had two, just a quick little plug, and that's why I'm wearing red today. The American Red Cross. I'm not into the owie. I'm not into this blood and all that. But every 60 days, I do my part to donate blood. Because as a kid growing up, I wanted to be that superhero and save lives. Well, here at my advanced age, I am saving lives every 2 months by donating a pint of blood. So if I could encourage our viewers, maybe you or you know someone that can donate, I highly recommend seek out your nearest American Red Cross and see if you could donate once, twice. As I said, I do it every 60 days. So that's my other little cause du jour, if I may.
Yeah, and then if you donate 1 pint of blood, it actually makes like 5 units. That can you save three individuals. Yeah. So I'm O negative, so they're always after me, baby.
I'm O positive, so I'm the superhero. Yes, I'm donating. They're calling me constantly, and I have no problems. In fact, every time they call me, I go, I already have my appointment set.
Right. Wonderful. Well, okay. Moving into the prognosticator mode. Question 4. What do you think is the top trend, tool, or strategy to watch in the next year?
I think what's going on right now with Google is very interesting. They're making it very user friendly, very user available.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at this platform where we are on, Google Hangouts. When I first got onto Google Hangouts, Sheila says, "Hey, I want you to introduce you to this gentleman by the name of Maurice." And the only reason she said Maurice is because my name reminded me of the two names. So we got on a Google Hangout, we're talking, and then all of a sudden Sheila says, "Oh, by the way, Maurice wrote the program for the Google Hangout. He works for Google." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's amazing who you can meet on these Google Hangouts, and not only that, what you could do there." And again, they're making it very dynamic with the documents, with the photos, with of course the search, the images, everything. The full suite of tools is available at our fingertips to reach the world. Mm-hmm. Now, having said that, I think that's the growing trend. But I do have to say this: Facebook. You know what? Maybe people are a little against it, but I do believe that Facebook will be, and this is how I look at it, will be our billboard on the super internet highway. In other words, people will always check their Facebook. There will always be that connection made on their Facebook. So how I look at it, when I post a blog on DNet, I make sure that I put that post on Facebook. Why? Because it's my billboard. And I don't take it any more than just that. It's just that people are traveling at 60 miles an hour. They see my billboard on Facebook. I'll capture those eyeballs, that, as I like to call them, my family, and my herd, my community. My family sees that. People are interested in my message, and they'll go check out my DNet blog post. So some people are kind of poo-pooing Facebook. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's going to be the normal course of action. And the only reason I bring that up is that I'm watching TV the other day, and I'm watching a pickup truck commercial. Mm-hmm. Now, in the past, when I watched this commercial, they would say, "Hey, check us out at www.dodge.com." Mm-hmm. But instead, this commercial said, "Check us out, Facebook." Mm-hmm. So here it is. Here's a masculine, up to mid-30s to higher truck, and they're still pointing people to Facebook. And as I always tell people, sometimes you got to read the writing on the wall. Yeah. So and again, it's you asked me what's it's a suite. Yes. It's a suite of tools. I'm going to reach the most people with Google, interact with them, create these digital assets with the Google Hangouts. Use my electronic billboard on Facebook, and just drive people with DNet.
And billboard is a good illustration because it helps people get to know you. Everything's
Exactly.
moving in a stream if you look at Twitter and Facebook and Google. But there's a snapshot if they go to your wall. And that's what people do when they're going to check out a new business. They do a Google search, and a lot of times they'll look at the Facebook or the Twitter stream to see, does that company care? If people are posting complaints, if people are posting questions, do they interact and do they engage and are they aware? And trying to stay connected. And if you see a company that's not, we're going to just sell, and you're just going to better come buy it because it's the best. And that doesn't do it anymore. We're in a connected world, and people expect you to at least make the effort to post what you're up to and things that are new, and as well as answer people's questions and things like that. So tremendous way to wrap that up. Thank you, Maurice.
You're welcome.
So, and this goes right into the next part, is how the best way to reach you. Now, you have mauricedimino.com, and I'm going to spell that out because we have it also as a podcast, so that's mauricedimino.com, and they can find you on Facebook, and can they find you on Twitter?
Yes, at Maurice DiMino.
At Maurice DiMino. And you're a connector.
Yes.
And you have these events. How often do you have events, the live events?
We do in the Los Angeles area. We do it twice a year, every spring and fall, and I'm going on the road with it. I am looking at winter dates for the Midwest, and then possibly either northern or further Southern California in the summer. So yes, we're growing. The $1 million message is growing.
Right, and the $1 million message intensive is the name of your showcase, and that helps you develop your 26-point message that takes you everything from introducing to your process to your credibility to that call to action and making it happen, right?
Definitely, we affectionately call it Discover Your $1 Million Message. On Friday, we talk about crafting your message. We actually walk through the 26-point template. And what I love about my intensive is that you craft your presentation right then and there. It's just a whole day or 3 days of theory. You craft that message. So by the end of Friday, you'll have your $1 million message. Then on Saturday, we go about marketing it. Exactly what we're talking about here. How do we create those blog posts, those tweets, that Facebook billboard or what have you, and what type of marketing materials we could have. And then I think Sunday's my best day, favorite day for everyone, and that's monetize your message. How can we go out there and be duly rewarded for all this work we put into it? Don't you think we should be rewarded for this, Catherine? I think so.
Absolutely. Well, without money is the engine that moves things forward.
Exactly.
It's an exchange of energy.
Exactly.
And so if you're putting out one kind of energy, getting it back with money is just fine. Awesome. Well, now our next section is Shoot the Bull. We're going to take this off camera and have it available as an audio podcast. So we'll be back with Maurice to Shoot the Bull, and you can find the link to that special segment where he's just going to be able to vent. He's going to be able to. We also allow you to kill sacred cows. Now,
oh, really? Okay.
As animal-loving zoo people, we don't actually harm or kill any cows. But you know, there's those things that nobody wants to touch. But you go ahead, feel free. So we'll move right into that segment, and the rest of the information that you need, if you're listening or watching this, will follow.
Thank you for visiting the Big Business Zoo and the speaker series, Increase Your Sales, Network, and Site Rank. Featuring today, how to craft your $1 million message with today's guest, Maurice DiMino. If you loved what we had to share, check out the show notes on this page where we have links, references, and a free gift provided by our speaker. A transcript as well as a podcast version of today's episode are also available on the show notes page. Shoot the Bull podcast episodes, due to their candid nature, are available to subscribers only at bigbusinesszoo.com. Subscribing to the podcasts, videos, and articles in this series is a service designed to benefit you in your business, your media efforts, and in designing a lifestyle of joy and excellence. You can also find more videos, articles, resources, and podcasts for this series on bigbusinesszoo.com, DeenaTV.com, Podcast Alley, and iTunes. You can connect with our beloved zookeeper, profitability strategist, and marketing maven, Catherine B. Trainer on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and BigBusinessZoo.com. We make our videos and podcasts as shareable as possible, but please use digital rights respect for the content created here, or you could be banished from the zoo to the circus with the other clowns. This has been a production of Big Business Zoo Media, part of Big Business Zoo LLC, all rights reserved.